Hey guys, welcome back to another Scratch tutorial, and in this tutorial we're going to be making a platformer. So I basically have a player and I have like 4 levels simple, and then in the player first we're going to have to create some variables. We're going to create X for this sprite only, Y for this sprite only, and then another one called slope again for the sprite, and then again a jumping. We check to see if jumping currently or not, and then another one called level, but for all sprites. The rest are for, and we're going to hide all of them. So first what we're going to do is when the green flag is clicked, wow, it's zoomed out, we're going to do forever, and we're going to create a block named physics, and it's going to be run without screen refresh. It has to, or it will glitch. And then another one called restart. You can just set up, okay, and then setup goes here, and we set the X and the Y to 0, and then we just do a go to -200 and -50, and if you go, it restart and it gives. Now what we want to do is first do the left right movement. If key right arrow is pressed, we're going to change our X by 1. No, we're going to make it 2, and then we're going to duplicate it. If key left arrow is pressed, change X by -2, and then change the actual X position by our variable X. Now if you click green flag and you try to move, it moves, but it has no friction and wall detection and nothing. It has basically right now. So we're going to add that. We're going to do an if else statement. If it's touching a level sprite, then and one thing you will notice, we have to just add pointing direction 90 and -90, and be sure to set the rotation style left right, or we'll just turn around, twist in opposite direction. And now let's get back to adding a friction and wall detection. If it's touching level, then we are going to change no, yeah, we are going to, no, not this one, we are going to change the X position by X times -1. Like if it's moving in the right, it's positive, and then multiplied by -1, it will be in the left side, and if it's moving in the left side, negative will be positive, and then it'll move to the right. And which we need to do is just else, then set X to duplicate this part, and then at 0.8 friction. Now if you click the green flag, you can see that it's friction. But now what we have to do is add gravity. Adding gravity is pretty simple. First we are just going to change our Y position by a Y variable, and then we're going to duplicate this and this remove this block. If touching level, change the Y position by Y times -1, like simple. And then we are also going to do a set Y to 0, so it sets the Y to 0 if it's starting level. And then else what we're going to do is change our Y variable by -1. Now if you click the green flag, yeah, you have, I think, a pretty decent platformer till now. And to just show you, switch level, and it has like X collision. And if I just add a line simple here, we haven't added jumping yet, so it can't jump. So first let's add that. Now we're going to have to also utilize a jumping variable. Like if it's touching level, then if key arrow, up arrow is pressed, or whatever you want to use the key to jump, when you jump, we're going to set our Y to 12 or 10, you can try with that, and set jumping to no. And we also want to put if around all of that, if key up arrow is pressed, and if our jumping variable is equal to yes, y means yes and n means no, we're going to set jumping to n, and if it's not touching the level, we have to set the jumping to y. Now if you click the green flag, you can jump, and you can jump again and again. And one thing you will notice is that if I adjust a little bit here, it will not cling to walls. But if you are making a clinging game and you want it to cling to walls, what you can do is it's pretty simple. You just go into the player and set jumping to Y here also. Now if you see, it can cling to walls, but we wouldn't want a platformer to cling to walls right now. We're going to set it to N, and I'm just gonna delete that. Yeah, so we have made it pretty decent. Now what we want to do is add a slope detection. It can't walk up slopes right now. Like if I go to the costumes and add a test slope here, it can't walk. So adding that is pretty simple. But first we also, if it's touching the level, we want to set the x to 0 again, like we did it here. So it's more easy. It doesn't glitch. Now adding slope detection is pretty easy. We just have to create a new block called slope detection, run it with a screen refresh, okay, and then put it right after you change RX, right here. The positioning, if all the blocks are very important of this especially. Now first we want to utilize as a slope variable, set our slope to 0, and then we're going to repeat until let me just pause that, it glitches a little bit because we have it run with the screen refresh while we are editing it. We're going to put an or. In the first or we are going to put equal to, and in the second we're going to put not. And in the first we're going to repeat until slope equal 8. That's 8 pixels high or steep, you can say. It's or not touching level. What we want to do is change y by 1, and then also change the slope variable by 1. And then if it's still touching the level, we're just going to duplicate our touching level. Then we wanted to change y by -8, like 8 pixels up, 8 pixels down, and you can see. But if you still see, it has still a horizontal detection. So if you have achieved both, yeah, you have a pretty decent platform until now. But how are we to utilize the 4 levels? We have to change the levels when it's touching the right edge, or you can change it to if it's touching a particular sprite. But about the right edge, you have to just do an if our x position is greater than 225, I will say. Then we want to change our level by 1, and then put the restart setup block. And for that we have to also do, wait, I think we just did a mistake. I'm going to delete this. We are going to create another jump. We are going to say, and it will be for this sprite only, and then here change our set jump, and then delete the jumping. It has to be for this sprite only. That was a mistake. Nope. And then also if jump equal 1. No, but it still works. No, nothing to worry about. It's just here we have to change that. And then we wanted to switch to a level variable. It's pretty simple. When green flag clicked, forever switch costume to level variable. Now if you see, if we change our levels, we can move ahead. Wait, did I did a mistake? Yeah, I forget to set the level to 1. We're going to set a level to 1 first, and then if we do, we change levels. Yeah, I forget to wall jump. You have to wall jump also. What we have to do is just start an if else. If key up arrow is pressed, and if or x is greater than 0. So it basically checks whether it's in the right or the left it's moving. Oh wait, I did a mistake. You have to put an if else. If the x is greater than 0, then we want our x variable to be set to 15 and the y to whatever your jump height you want to be. 10 I'm doing, 12 I'm going to do, and duplicate it in the else, but change it to set x to -15. Now if you click the green flag, you start, you change levels, you can wall jump right now. Yeah, you wall jump. Yeah, but it doesn't seem to work in the left direction. Yeah, so that's probably I did a mistake. 15, and if you do, we change levels. Wait, I think yeah, sorry, if our x is smaller, then we yeah, so no, sorry, it will have to be greater only. I made the mistake. It has to be 15 and -15 only. Now if we do, we wall jump, we have our 4 levels, we change levels, but what it lacks are obstacles, and that we're going to cover in our next video.